Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Let me put up the equipment list really quick. So we're going to need a couple dumbbells and a mat. That should be it. I've got Kelsey here joining me for the workout today. Let's see. If you're there, say hi so I know who's joined in. All right, dumbbells and a mat. All right, so today's a lot of core. We do have some full body functional movements thrown in there. So I'll give like different modifications on some of the exercises. I'll kind of demonstrate the most challenging version, and I'll also show and demonstrate the different modifications on ways to adapt or modify there. All right, so let's go ahead through my warm up. So just move our arms around a little, whatever feels best for you. Frame a little more. There you go. All right. I'm going to go switch from backwards to forwards. All right. And then I'm going to switch to forwards and backwards with my arms, swinging in and out. And we've got a decent amount of abdominal work and oblique work today, so we'll do maybe a little bit of more focus on that with our warm-up here too. So let's widen your stance out just a bit. Get a little bend to each knee, and let you reach way up and across. Hold for a second or two, and then we're just going to alternate to the other side. Up and across. 2, 3. Let's go for 10 of those. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more. 8, 9. And there's your 10. Let's reach down towards your toes, and you can get a little round to your low back on this one. That should feel pretty good. We're going to hold for maybe 4 or 5 seconds. And slowly work our way back up and reach all the way up overhead. Kind of push your hips forward a little bit. Lean back into that just a little. And let's repeat that 2 more times. So down towards your toes. It's okay to round your back a little. All the way back up overhead. And last one of these down to the toes. Hang out for as long as you'd like. I like to shift a little side to side. And then back up to a standing position. Let's get some rotation in there. This is what I usually throw in for my warm-up. Just a little chop side to side. One thing you'll notice is if you put a little bend to each knee, that'll stabilize your hips a bit. And that'll allow you to focus more on the core here. Versus rotation through the hips. Let's get our legs a little more warmed up after this repetition here. So let's start off with a shallow squat. So feet wider than shoulder width, toes angled out just a little. And just start with a nice, shallow, easy, slow squat down and back up. And each one that we go, I want you to try to go just a little bit deeper into that range. There we go. 4 repetitions there. 5. 6, 7, what do you think, Andy? 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. All right, let's go for some leg swings. So find something to balance with. You can use the edge or whatever you want to. Now we're just kicking forwards and back, and go for about 10 or 12 on each of the 2 sides. And it's okay to have your hips shift forwards and backwards on this one. And it should feel good to stretch out a little abdomen and a little bit of low back with your leg there too. I'm going to go ahead and switch legs. Same thing with the other. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Watch out, Andy. Go. All right, so everybody warmed up? Everybody ready? I'm going to start you with one of the harder exercises in the list. So we've got a burpee, and we're going to combine a little bit of a plank jack in there with it. So a plank jack is basically from a high plank, we're going out to the side, and then back in with your feet. So out, and then back in. If that bothers your toes, go ahead and put some shoes on, and that'll help you out. At the top of each burpee, we're going to add in a reverse lunge. So back behind you and together, and back behind you and together on that side. Good. So I'm going to put one full repetition together here. So I'm going down to the floor, back, plank jack, out to the side, back in. From here we do a push-up. We hop up, then we do a reverse lunge behind and behind. And I'll guide you through those. Let's go for a few more cycles here. So if you need some shoes, go ahead and find some shoes to put on. I can bother those toes. All right, I'm going to be looking for about 5 cycles on these. I'll wait for my partner here. I'll give you a little more time to maybe get a drink or something before we start.
Should have been prepared.
Okay, so we're going to start by reaching to the floor. Hop back, plank jack, out to the side, back in, hop forward, or push up. Yep. Hop forward, hop up, and lunge behind and behind. Okay, so if you need to, you can always step back versus the hop. So let's go down to the floor. I'll do that modification. Step back, step out to the side, back in, push up. Hop or step forward, up in the air. And then from there, we're going to go back into each of those reverse lunges. Just go as low as you can comfortably get. Good. Let's go another round. Down to the floor. Hop back. Plank jack. Push up. Hop or step forward. Up in the air. And then a lunge with each foot. 1, 2, nice job. Let's go one more cycle for 5. To the floor. Hop back. Plank jack. Push up. Hop or step forward. Overhead, and one more reverse lunge. As low as you can comfortably get. Make sure you keep your weight in the heel of that front foot. All right, take a little breather. All right, while you're resting, let me demonstrate the next exercise. I've got a couple dumbbells, and I've got a squat to overhead press. So think of this as a thruster. I've had you do some of these before. If you just have one dumbbell or kettlebell, you can hold that in one hand, and we can switch halfway through. So we've got a 2-to-1 cycle. We're doing 2 shoulder presses. 1, 2, and then we're going to hold at the bottom and do 1 squat. Then we do 2 presses. 1, 2, and 1 squat. Okay. Now if you're holding a kettlebell, one thing that should help your wrist a little bit is if you hold that back behind like this, and that should be a little bit more comfortable to hold that kettlebell. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys ready? Weights in place. Weights in your heels, and let's lower it for 1 squat. Let's push up 2 repetitions at the top. 2, good. Lower down. Up at the top. 2. 3, good. And you can alternate side to side or just switch over halfway through the set. 4, whatever's better for you. Got 5 cycles in. Let's see if we can get 5 more cycles. There you go. 6, 7, 3 more to go. 8. I'm at 9 there. And 1 more. All right, the shoulders should be burning after that one. Good. All right, next up, we're doing a dumbbell hammer curl. So my weights are going to stay facing this direction. I don't want to have my palms forward. They're facing in towards my body. I'm pulling up and then back down. And again, if you just have 1 weight, that's okay. Let's go for 10 aside with that 1 weight, or I'm going to go for 20 total right here with these. I'm already at 3, 4. Nice job. Notice my elbows are staying stationary underneath my shoulders. I'm trying to avoid swinging my body. I'm somewhere around 9, 10. Ready, 10? Switch arms. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to go. 6, 7, 8, 9, one left. And there we go, nice job. All right, let's set your weights down. Let's give your arms a little break. Take a drink if you need. We're gonna repeat those same 3 exercises. So we're going for that burpee with a plank jack and reverse lunges. We'll go to the squat with the overhead press, that 2-to-1 ratio, and we'll head back into our hammer curls. All right, so you guys ready? Burpee. All right, let's find some room. Make sure you get some space behind you. Jump, buddy. All right, down towards the floor. Hopper step back. Plank jack, push up. Hopper step forward. Overhead and a reverse lunge with each leg. 1, 2, nice job. Let's go back down to the same thing, to the floor. Hopper step back, plank jack, push up. Hopper step forward. Jump at the top and then same reverse lunge. 2 down, 3 more to go. To the floor. Back, plank jack. There you go, chin up as we do a push up. Hopper step forward. Overhead and 1 more reverse lunge. We're at 3 cycles here. Take your time as you need. If you're running out of breath, take a little pause between those repetitions. There we go, good. Lunge. Lunge. 4 down, 1 final repetition to go. Down. Plank jack. Push up. Hop forward. Overhead. And reverse lunge. Nice job. All right, there's our 5. Catch your breather. I'm gonna get a little drink. Nice job. All right, so find your dumbbell or kettlebells or whatever weight you're using. We've got those 2 shoulder presses to 1 squat. I'm trying to make it 10 rounds or cycles through that. If your shoulders start to fatigue, it's okay to drop your weights for a minute and then get back up into that next set. Okay, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Weights in your heels, you should be able to tap your toes. You ready? Squat first. 2 presses. 1, 2. Nice job. 1, 2. 1, 3. 2 more. 4. 1. And there's a halfway point. So then you switch. 6. Let's see who can make it without dropping those weights. 7 in, 3 more cycles. 8. 1. 9. 1. And there's my 10. Nice job. All right, if you got your dumbbells, keep a hold of them. Now we're going for a 10 per side if you have a single weight on the curls, or 20 total if you have 2 weights. Okay, you ready? Okay, if I want to challenge you a little bit here, let's go for 1 foot. So 1 foot's off, and we're doing that same curl. Ready? Curl up. 1, nice and slow on that lowering phase. 2, 3, try to get a nice extension at the bottom. 4, 5, at 10 reps, we're gonna switch feet. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more. There's my 10, let's switch feet. Get your balance, and same 10, ready? Going up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 3 more. 8, 9, and there's my 10. All right, we can set the weights off to the side. We'll be using those here in just a minute. Let me go ahead and demonstrate while you're taking a rest what the next cycle looks like. So we've got a flutter kick to a jackknife. Let me lower this angle down just a little so you can see us from the floor. Okay. All right, so a flutter kick is starting with our feet up. I'm just gonna have you drop one side and then to the other. So we're trying to make really big movements here. So there's my 4. And then I'm gonna go up into a jackknife for 2. I lay back, and I'm going to increase that number as we go. So 4 flutter kicks to 2 jackknives. 1, 2. And the next round is going to be 6 flutter kicks to 3 jackknives. 1, 2, 3. We're trying to build upwards as we go. Okay. All right. So if you need a modification here, if these are tough, we can start off with bent knees, and we can do that same motion. The more you bend your knees, the lighter that gets. You can also use your hands on those jackknives to help you up, or push up from your elbows. Okay, and that can be a little awkward for some people to try to get that motion down. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna go for 4, and then 2, 6, and then 3, 8, and 4. Let's see who can make that, okay? Both feet up. Let's go 1 down, other down. There's 2, 3, and 4. Bring both feet up. Jackknife, 1, 2. Then we're gonna lay back. There you go, 6 of these flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's bring it up to 3 jackknives. 1, 2, 3. Lay back. Let's go for 8 of those legs or flutter kicks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my 8. Let's bring it up to 4 jackknives. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last round, the hardest one. We're gonna go for 5 and 5. So again, if you need that modification, bend your knees and just do little flutter kicks here. You ready? Let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 jackknives. Ready? 1. Let's get them out of the way. 2, 3. Almost there. 4 and 5. Let's give yourself a nice break after that one. You deserve it. Awesome job. Those are hard. All right, so one stretch we can do after that one. It's great to stretch the abdomen just a little bit. Is go ahead down to a prone press up. So hips on the floor. Either you go with your elbows or your hands, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Some of those jackknives can be a little tough on your low back just because of the placement that it's in. So if you are feeling pain on those, try to do maybe just a standard crunch instead. All right, next up, we've got a chest fly with a single leg bridge. So I'm gonna grab my weights. I'm gonna start in a position with my knees bent. My low back should be kind of pulled down towards the floor. Weights are over my chest. So a chest fly is here. And all I'm gonna do is add a single leg bridge at the top. So we keep that 1 foot out of the way. We do the fly, and then back up and down. We're gonna shoot for about 10 per side. If you just have a single weight, that's okay. And I would keep it the other way. There you go, yep. That direction. So we'll do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Let's start up over your chest. So pretend like you've got 2 weights. Yep, feet in a little closer to you. Just bring 1 foot up. All right, so go down and up for your chest fly. And then a bridge, up and down. And chest fly, bridge, 2, 3, nice job, let's go to 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 8, 9, and there's my 10. Nice job. Good. All right, we're going to switch legs. Try to do the same 10 with that opposite side. Weights over your chest. All right, down to the side. Squeeze up and drive through the bridge. 1, 2, 3. There. Go 4 more good solid repetitions. Try to drive as high as you can on that bridge. 4, 3, 2, and you got them. Nice job. Next up, we've got a variation on a push-up. So this is one where we're going to do a push-up, and then we'll drive one knee to the opposite elbow. So just as a visual here, I'll give it the modification too. I will go standard push-up. At the top, I'm lifting my right knee all the way to my left elbow and then back. So for a modification, let's go from your knees, push up, then we'll go up to your feet and try that same thing. Then we'll go back down to your knees for each repetition on the push up, okay? So I'm gonna go all one side and then all the other side. So let's shoot for either 4 or 5 per side. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So standard push up, chin up off your chest. Then right knee to left elbow. And we're gonna stay on that same side. Push up, right knee to left elbow. 2, 3, 4. There you go, one more. And there's your 5. Good, take a little breather. As we go to this second side, I'm gonna do the modified version with Kelsey here. Keep everybody on track. Okay? All right, so we'll start off from the knees, modified position, push up. We'll straighten out to a high plank and left knee to right elbow. Then we'll go back to your knees, push up. Up top, left knee to right elbow. 2, let's go for 5 total. 3. Straight down, there's 4, and 1 more. Who can make it? And 5, there we go. Let's sit back over your feet and give your arms a nice little break. All right, so we're gonna go back to the floater kicks with the jackknife. I'm gonna go for 2-1, 4-2, 6-3, and then we'll finish out with 8 and 4. So that's flutter kicks to jackknives. Okay, just to refresh you here, feet are up top at the start. We'll go 1, 2, and do 1 jackknife to start, okay? So feet are up in the air, low back pull to the floor. Go ahead and drop 1, 2, 1 jackknife. Back up top. We're gonna go 4 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 jackknives. 1, 2. Good. Remember, you can bend your knees here. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 jackknives. 1, 2, 3. Last one here. We're gonna go for 8 on the flutters. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we've got 4 jackknives to top it off. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice job. Good. So remember that stretch we did. Go over to your belly, press up on your elbows or hands, and hang out there for a minute. Give your body a little break. Nice job if you made it through those. Those are hard. All right. So second round, instead of a chest fly, I'm going to do a pullover with 1 weight. All right, let me demonstrate. So I've got my weight. Starting here. My 1 foot's up in the air. I'm doing a pullover, so if I can tap the floor with that weight and then pull over my chest and then lift, that's what we're going for. 10 one side, 10 the other. And if you're holding that kettlebell, yep, that'll work. Good. You ready? So let's do the pullover first. And drive up for a bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I'm holding this weight, I typically hold the sides of it. 6. That's going to put your shoulder in the most neutral position as you do that pullover. 7. 3 more. 8. You should be feeling this kind of in the back of your armpit area. 9. 1 more. And there's your 10. Good. So we're working a lot of these lats through here. Some of that those muscles called your serratus anterior. All right. So other leg. Yep. All right. So 1 foot up, that opposite side. Weight over your chest. Let's go for a pullover first. And a drive to a bridge. 1, 2. If you want to combine these together, you can. You can kind of do both at the same time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Exhale on that way up. 8, 9, and there's my 10. Good. Nice job. All right. 5. Where do we go there? Oh yeah, push up. Opposite knee to elbow at the top. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. If you want a variation on this one, there's one that you can do. It's called a Spider-Man push-up. So instead of going knee to opposite elbow, we're doing knee to the same elbow, but we're doing it at the bottom of the repetition versus the top. So to do that, this is a little more challenging. If you want that challenge, go in here and then back. And I look for about 5 per side here, okay? So I'm going to do that variation. Do you remember how to do the other? Okay, so it's a push-up from a modified position. And we'll go knee to opposite elbow at the top for that version. So you got demonstration on both ways here. Okay, are we ready? And keep track of your own number. I'm gonna go for 5 one side, 5 the other, since we'll be working at a slightly different speed. Are you ready? And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take a little breather between those 2 sides if you're doing all one side then the other. And we'll do the same count on the other. 1, 2, 3, okay? 4. And there's my 5. Nice job, Kelsey. Whew. All right. So for the next few, we don't need any weights. We can set those off to the side. Let's take a little drink break, and I'll demonstrate what we've got next. All right, I've done these one other time. When I first started my video series, I got some interesting responses, so I've got a modification here. So my version, the challenging way would be to start off going all the way to the floor, and we're gonna try to rock up. So you can use momentum here, chop, or even bring your feet with you. And we're going back to a standing position, okay? At the top, we've got a man maker. So basically once we're here, we go down, back, and then up. So let me do the full cycle here. We go down to the floor, rock back, jump up, stand, and then back. That's one cycle. We're going for 5 of those. If you need a modification, we use a seat. So we're going down to the seat, gonna rock up. And if you want to do some variation of a man maker, down, and then back to that standing position. So you use that. I'm gonna switch Kelsey spots here. All right, so let's go for 5 cycles here. Are we ready? Set, we'll lower all the way down, and back up. Man maker, hands to the floor. Either step or hop back, and then back up. Nice job, there's 1. Let's go all the way back down again. If you need to use those feet, you can rock into that. Good. Man maker. There you go, good. 2 in, let's go for 5. 3, 2 more. There's our 4. Last one. And 5. Good. All right, breather. If you have low blood pressure, that's one that can get you a little lightheaded, going down and up really quick. So take your time in between those repetitions. All right. So the next one's going to be flat on our stomach, and we've got an exercise for our backside, posterior chain. I just call this one swimmers. So we want to find a little room, basically, to keep everything off the floor. I'm going to flutter kick my feet, and my hands go forwards and backwards. So if we need some space here, I'm going to go this direction. Can you go that way?
You want to get front?
I can go front. Go. Okay, let's see if you can still see me here. Okay, so we're going for time. I'm going to count up somewhere close to about 30 seconds worth of work. So my feet, I've got room to flutter kick those feet. Everything's lifted up off the floor. You ready? And overhead, and then back. And we're just swimming through the water Keeping everything as high off the floor as we can. 5, 4, 6, 7. Let's go for about 15 more seconds if you can.
50.
Keep on going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a great stretch after that is to sit back over your feet and give those muscles on the back of your body a nice little break. Oh, you hit the button. Of course.
How did he do that? Did he unplug it?
Oh, it did power off. Interesting. Cat turned off my music. Sabotaging my workout here. There we go. Okay. Next one, we've got a side plank with a little bit of rotation in there. So, I can either go a full side plank with lifted here. If I need to modify, I'm going to go for my knees and do that same thing. Rotate under and then pull back up to the top. So high plank for the regular, under, and then back up. Okay? Let's see if we can get our tunes going. I'm going to go get this started. One elbow right underneath my shoulder here. I'm trying to keep my body in a pretty straight line. If anything, I want to be a little bit lifted versus a little bit low. Okay? Let's go for 8 one side and then 8 on the other. Ready. Tuck under and then back up. 1. Turn down 1 notch. 2. There you go. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 1 more. And there's my 8. Nice job. Good. So I'm going to spin around.
You take that whole thing down and jump around.
Okay, let's go for the other elbow. Okay, so for modify, let's go for that this round. So from the knees, we're up top. We're going to reach all the way underneath, get a nice twist, and then pull back up to the top. 1, slow and steady. 2, let's match our 8 repetitions. 3, you can't have that top leg all the way straightened if that feels more comfortable for you. 4, 5, 6, 2 more. 7. And there's my 8 to match. Nice job. All right, so we're gonna go back to that first round where we pull all the way up to the top. Kelsey's gonna use the bench here for modification.
I'm gonna go use this table.
Okay. So she's gonna use a little different table over here. All right, I'm gonna give you pros a challenge here. So 1 leg to get up to the top. I'm gonna go, let's go 3 on this side, 3 on the other. And we'll do the same thing when we go to the man maker, just this 1 foot touching. Okay, you ready? And we're gonna pull up. 1 leg, man maker, hop back, hop up. That's 1 cycle through, all the way down. Up top, man maker. 2, I'm gonna go 1 more on this foot, all the way down. And man maker. There's my 3. Let's switch feet. Same exercise. Are we ready? All the way down. Jump. Man maker, hop back. Up, up. There's 1. Yep. 2, 1 more. Yeah. And 3. 3 and 3, 6. Nice job, guys. Going to swimmers next. So you can have whatever variation of swimmers you'd like. So I was going this direction. So we can go here. You could do some kind of, stroke motion, whatever you want to do there as we do this time on the floor. So on our bellies, about 30 seconds worth of work. Everything's lifted up high off the floor. Are we ready? And swim. 1. Yeah, I can do a breaststroke. Try to keep your hands off the floor. Keep your feet moving. Keep on going. 15 seconds left. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you got it. Let's sit back over your feet. Give your body a nice needed rest.
Oh, thank you.
All right, next up, we have that side plank with a rotation in there. All right. All right, let's get one elbow underneath of you. So for a modified version, we can have the top leg straight with the bottom leg, if you can see, it's tucked underneath there, okay? There you go, just like Kelsey's got, right back there. Ready? And reach under, pull up to the top for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and there's my 8. Good. I want to pivot to the other side. Pivot. All right. So I'm going to go for the high plank. Ready? Underneath, and then back up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. 7. And there's my 8. All right, bring it down. Give your body a little break. All right, let's go ahead and move it on. So we've got a bicycle crunch. A few things I want to enter here are going to be, as we're down on the floor, I want to keep my low back in contact with the ground. If you do have a little bit of a gap underneath there, that's okay, but just make sure it's not more than finger width. My hands are here to support my head, and I'm making sure that I'm not pulling my chin towards my chest. So my chin is up, my hands are supporting my neck, and my elbows are back versus pulling everything down towards my belly. From there, I'm going to rotate my right elbow to my left knee, and then side to side alternate them. Make sure we really kick out with that other leg on these repetitions. So let's go for a slow 20 count. All right, and supporting your neck. Let's bring your feet off the floor. Low back should be in contact with the ground. Chin up, and let's go ahead and start to pull up and across. 1, 2, nice and controlled. 3, let's go to 20. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and there's my 20. Nice job. Good. Next up, we're going to come up to a seated position. And these are kind of like the jackknives where we were pulling out and in. This time, though, we're just going to hold in that out position. So we're going to hold the V position for time. So I want to make sure that if I'm looking at my back or I can feel my back, that I'm not letting my back roll down into this position. That makes it a little bit tougher back here. So I want to keep my back as flat as I can on this. So for a beginner, I'm going to have you keep your feet on the floor. And all we're going to do is just kind of lean back until we feel these muscles engage. For a more advanced version, we pick your feet up, and we can lower just a little bit lower here with keeping your back neutral. So pull up for time. We're going to go for about 20 to 30 seconds. Ready? And let's hold here. Good. Nice neutral low back. If you're looking for something to do here with your arms just to make the time pass, let's go out and back in. The further back you go, the harder that makes it. The further out in front of you, the easier that makes it. So we're going to hold here if they can. That's okay. Let's go for 15 more seconds. 2, 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do that same stretch where I push over to your belly and give your body a little press up here. Nice work. Good, good. We have got high plank foot tuck under. Time-wise, I'm going to go ahead and move this on back to just those same 2 right in a row. Then we'll come up to our feet to finish out up there. All right, so first one is the bicycle crunch. Let's go for 20 controlled repetitions. All right, hands support your head and neck. Feet are off the floor, low back's in contact with the ground. We'll go a slight angle where you can see me here. I'm lifted through my shoulders and chest. And let's go for 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep those elbows back, chin up. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Nice job. Good. All right. Come on up, give yourself a little bit of a break. And we're going for that one more V-sit hold. So let's say at least 20 seconds. If you can give me 30, let's go for 30. Just do as long as you can comfortably get here. And 3, 2, 1, and timer's rolling. 40 seconds at 10. So nice and neutral low back. Don't let it round underneath in this position. Nice and in line, neutral spine. So if you want to do something with those hands out to the side, or you pull up overhead and then back down, almost there. Ooh, that's tough on the backs. Where we at? 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Good, good. All right, so let's bring yourself back up to your feet, and let's finish out upright. I'm gonna bring my camera up a little bit where you can see what we're doing here. All right, this next one takes a little bit of balance. So if you need something to hold on to, for example, this would be a great spot for me to kind of do a little light touch and then back up. Let's go ahead and use that. If you can do this out in the open, go for the open. You wanna use that one? I'll come over here. All right, so we're gonna start off with our left foot balancing. We're gonna kick your right leg behind you. Get a nice stretch down there. Try to keep your hips and shoulders square. And then we're pulling that right knee way up high. You should feel your left glute get engaged there at the top of that lift. So it's hinge down, kick behind you way back, and we'll pull up. 2, let's see if we can do about 12 to 15 here. 3, and we should be feeling the back side mainly of that leg you're balancing on. 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to feel my hamstring get a nice little stretch at the bottom. If you're really flexible, like Kelsey is, she may not get quite the stretch that I do.
It's just hard to balance.
Yeah. And you should be feeling your lower leg, like around your calf and peroneal muscles, getting a nice burn from trying to stabilize yourself and correct those little balance wobbles. Go 2 more. Almost there. And 12 in. Nice job. Okay. Let's shake that leg out. That should be a burner. Let's go for 1 more on the other side. All right, so now my right leg's balancing, my left leg's gonna be kicking back. And again, if you need something for balance, whatever side you wanna hold on to with is fine. Nice stretch. Pull that knee high at the top. 1. It's okay to have a little bend to that knee that you're standing on too. Try not to keep it locked all the way out, especially if your flexibility is not great. 4, 5, 6, halfway there. Let's go to 12. 7, 8, 9. Think of this as a hinge at the waist, and we're not reaching towards the floor. 10, 2 more. 11, and there's my 12. Nice job, good. And we're gonna finish out with one final set of jumping jacks for about a minute worth of time. So some variations we can work on instead of just the standard out and in. One thing we can do is with your feet, we can go forwards and backwards. And then also, instead of going overhead here, we can throw in some punches. We can throw in some like out to the side, like this motion. So choose whatever variation you want to do. And what I'm going to do is kind of cycle through a few of those. So once I hit about 20 seconds, I'm going to cycle through to another variation there. So I'm going to start with the standard. Are we ready? And let's go. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. Got 10 more repetitions. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm going to go to a ski jack next. So I'm just going to go for a big hop each way here. 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to go back with some punches now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's my 10. Good. All right, so it should be about a minute's worth of work, about 1 jumping jack per second. All right, so a few stretches that I would hit, if you're watching this afterwards, would be shoulder. I'm going to pull this arm across here. Same thing with the other side. I'm going to do that chest and shoulder stretch that we did the other day, where I find something like, for example, that's elevated behind me. I hold my hands. I'm going to lift and hold for my chest and shoulders. We did a lot for your core today. So I'll recommend a cat-cow, which is from a tabletop position. We would sag down and then arch up to the top.
Good job, Indy.
There you go. That's a downward dog. So just back and forth, whatever amount of time you want to hold each one of these for. And I would do a downward dog, feet shoulder width, hinge at the waist, tuck your chin, nice straight knees, push your heels to the floor, lift your hips towards the ceiling. After that one, we would go to a prone press up that we worked on. And then the final one is getting a little rotation through your spine. So if I'm laying on my back, I'm going to pull one knee towards me, rotate it across my body, and keep both shoulders on the floor. Hey. Yeah. Feel some scratches. Yeah. 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 And then give your arms some loving if it's down there with you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to wind things down there. And I'll plan on seeing you on Friday. If I don't, I'll upload something in the meantime. We may go back camping again because it's good to get out of the house. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.